Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Back to Dial's X-Wing stream recording head-to-head podcast thing. Great introduction, everybody. I am Asa.
Wonderful. And I'm Tyson. Very excited to be watching this game here. We've got Adam on the left flying Bob Squad, and we've got Asa over on the right flying Momf.
Yes, probably the best name that Tyson has ever come up with. Now, remind us, Tyson, what does that stand for?
Yeah, so if our listeners will know, Adam recently diagnosed with diabetes, and in response to his, I think he said something like he should get to Make-A-Wish or something.
Yeah, we should take pity on him.
Yeah, and Asa's non-charitable Imperial player, he said, this is no Make-A-Wish Foundation. So on the right, Momf is Make-A-Wish, mother
Falcon
flyer. Fill that F in however you'd like there, ladies and gentlemen.
However you feel it best, yes. So I, of course, am playing this on the right. Tyson is joining me to commentate this game. If you listen to the last episode of the Back to Dials podcast, you will hear us discuss these lists in detail, but let's go through them just a little bit more. Why don't I take you through mine first?
Sure.
So, if you are listening to this after January 28th, this is now an invalid list because Supernatural Reflexes has gone up significantly in points. But we're going to assume that it is not, and that it is still just fine, and work with it that way. So, Darth Vader with Supernatural Reflexes and Afterburner is a powerhouse and very good. As we know, we have Vizier and Duchess are a combination that I've been experimenting with a little bit. Vizier being the Initiative 2 Reaper that can do a free coordinate action when he does his adaptive ailerons, gives Duchess a little bit of an extra token stack, some more flexibility, and then rounding that out, a naked Academy pilot.
A very reasonable squad, and a very Asa-type squad here.
Indeed.
As we get going. Then over on the left side, Adam's Bob squad, Finch Dallo with Rose Tico, veteran turret gunner and seismic charges, a blue squadron rookie with just the S-foils, a blue squadron recruit, and another blue squadron recruit. So we've got two kind of lists featuring a superstar ship with some support. That Finch Dallo, if people will remember, he can put a bomb anywhere around him touching his base when he drops it. Also, the combination of the veteran turret gunner and his front arc could potentially allow him to shoot twice.
And indeed, he has that arc facing forward and backward there, that little bow tie arc. So he can double tap out the front with veteran turret gunner, something that we've seen on Y-Wings.
I've been loving that on
In
Y-Wings.
fact, if you tune back into a previous list head-to-head, you can see veteran turret gunner and some Y-Wings duke it out.
Oh yeah, a very good one, and we'll be talking more about that when we cover the points changes.
Absolutely, in the most recent episode of Back to Dials, actually, as you're listening to this, probably released on the same day.
That's right. Mm-hmm. I'm with the schedule here now.
Yes.
All right, so we've got Adam taking off here. Reasonably slow maneuver, just getting set up. Looks like he's gonna go for that gap over on the left side. Mm-hmm. Asa. Coming out here a little bit deployed. What were your thoughts going into the start here? What's your strategy?
So that bomber has to die. It is a very potent, both in terms of the bombs that it can throw at my fragile aces, and because of Rose and that veteran turret gunner are actually an extremely powerful combination. Rose Tico is an excellent crew member. You being able to spend a blank result either on offense or defense to gain a target lock on the ship that you are targeting or being targeted by. The amount of times that the green die rolls a result that you don't need on defense, you can then get a target lock for your return shot, and that comes in very, very handy for Adam here in a couple key places.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I've really been liking Rose on the Resistance Falcons.
Yes.
Where I played it, but it should be equally as good here on a Starfortress.
Ray with Finn and Rose is a very powerful combination.
Indeed.
That's very solid.
Indeed.
In fact, any Resistance Falcon with Finn and Rose.
Yeah, or even
very solid.
I've played just Rose. I think if I was going to pick one, I would pick Rose, right? So,
but for my opening here, I'm trying to do the traditional ace fan, I guess, with Vader coming up one side of the board and Duchess moving to flank on the other side of the board. Vizier here moving towards Duchess to stay in close proximity to her to be able to get his ability off and be as useful as he was meant to be. Adam coming out of the gate quite a lot slower than I was anticipating, especially led by A-Wings in the front there facing forward. I was thinking he would go quite a lot faster. But let's get into round 2.
Yes. So looking at this here, round 2, I would probably anticipate that you're going to continue to flank with your aces coming straight down the board. Or, hey, I'm wrong. Turn that one in. Probably Vader's flanking. Adam's got to try to start turning towards the middle here. Remember, he's got all those seismic charges. It's to his interest to get that bomber over towards that group of 3 rocks kind of in a line.
And that's where that TIE fighter is going. I'm trying to pass those rocks a little bit to go down into the bottom sector of the board, which is just which is far more clear of asteroids than that top is. The blue squadron rookie bumping into the rear of the A-Wings to keep them going a little bit slower. And then the A-Wings themselves are about to do something a little bit interesting. There goes number 1 there, turning hard in 1, aiming towards the center of the board. He's going to take a barrel roll here as well.
Well, that's weird. I wonder why he moved that one first. It just kind of makes it more of a pain on himself. But okay.
It does.
Yeah.
As we're about to see, it does. Now Adam here, we spoke after the game. His goal with this positioning is actually to go slow, to drag me down towards that bottom the bottom debris down there and use those as bomb targets for Finch. And this is all sort of in service of that, taking the A-Wings a little bit slow, self-bumping in order to drag me through. And as you can sort of see with that TIE fighter's aggressive maneuver, it did sort of work. I'm starting to come forward here. But of course, with the list that want to start slow rolling, you can't give them time to set up exactly where they want to be. Right. So.
Yeah. I mean, I understand the strategy here. The problem that I'm foreseeing for Adam is that you have both a Reaper and Striker, which are some of the faster ships in the game.
Oh yeah,
you're gonna be on him.
And a Vader with afterburners.
And
so,
Vader, that's another one. Yeah, you're gonna be on him quick here. So, and the top of the board also to me looks more densely packed with obstacles. So interesting that he'd target those 2 debris clouds at the bottom for his bombs.
Indeed, I mean the thing here is I can't slow roll. Right, I cannot slow roll. So if we have to go somewhere here, then we have to go down towards the bottom of the board. It's going to give me a little bit more flexibility. Now Duchess there turning out and then doing a 1 hard in there, setting her up for a little bit more of a wide flank. She didn't have a great angle there. I wanted to position her a little bit closer to Vizier.
Yeah, I like it. So if people are looking at home here, I think it's worth taking a look at Asa's setup here. It's really nice. He's got 1 ship angling potentially for the gap between the edge of the left side of the board and that first rock. He's got 1 ship that can very easily go into the gap between the first rock on the left and the middle rock. He's got 1 ship that's in the next gap over, and he's got Vader that will probably come down the far side, the gap between the rightmost rock and the right edge of the board. So, if you're coming up against bombs, helps to fan out so everybody doesn't get bombed at once. And Ace has got a nice fan going on here. So.
And one of the things to keep in mind when you're flying Duchess too, she is a very, very good at range control, keeping her sort of dancing around the edges of where it's sort of acceptable to be, and taunting your opponent with a squishier ace target. And so that's one of the other things I'm trying to achieve here, because I know she can manage some really fast slashing movement here. So keeping her back a little bit is to give myself a little bit more flexibility in case Adam comes at me very quickly, so that I can even slow roll a little bit more, that if I've dialed in a quick maneuver. So as we move into round 3, here is where things start to get interesting. You can anticipate some combat happening round 3 when the board looks like this.
Yep, this is looking like the money turn here. That first turn of combat is usually a big tone setter for the game, and indeed, Ace is coming forward fast, so we're going to get some shots on this one.
TIE Fighter there going forward to run interference for Vader, sort of anticipating Adam to send those A-Wings actually pretty hard towards that side of the board to try to catch Vader, knowing that Adam has a raging hatred for my Darth Vader.
As well he should here.
But strangely enough, they're going for the Reaper, going in there to get the block onto Vizier
Yeah, target priority aside, it's certainly easier for him to send those A-wings into that gap. Going towards Vader, he could have gotten pretty far with one A-wing, just doing a 5 straight, but the other one needing to turn.
Right, and indeed, Finch and the X-wing are not in great positions there to follow up on an attack on Vader if you get the block there. So the most opportune target is Vizier or that TIE fighter. Probably Vizier simply because he's a battery. He's a support ship.
Yep.
Always is never a bad idea to kill a ship first that's supporting another.
Yep. So I'm with Adam on this one. That's a nice. If you got to pick a good ship that you can attack with the position you have, that's the one.
Yep.
All right, so we're on to Adam. Should be moving his. He's considering actions on that A-wing
right there. So the one thing I want to ask you about, Tyson, the positioning of Finch down here, he has intentionally gone quite slow. But what do you think that means for Finch going into this round?
Yeah, I mean it's. He almost has to do some kind of bank if he's not going to run over that debris cloud, right? So it's going to be difficult for him to get a shot, especially if things are blocked back up at that first A-wing. He's pretty far away. He might be able to get a range 3, but, I think, hindsight 2020, but I would have, if it were me, I would have liked to have gotten Finch out there a little more and tried to threaten those middle rocks. As it is, those are almost out of the question for bombing at this point. You're going to have gone right past them. But
And indeed, he does get the block off on Vizier. But that's an interesting point to see how the setup at the earlier, a couple turns ago, how slow he actually went, is now hampering Finch's ability to get in early as you separate your squad. If you're going to go slow, you have to sort of commit to that.
Yeah, I've never been good at trying to kind of fortress slow roll, and it happens to this kind of things. So there it is. He does actually turn though. So hey, what do I know, right? Runs over that debris cloud. We'll get a stress here, but should be in position to shoot something. So.
No damage.
Yeah.
And now we get to play with Vader and Duchess here.
That's right. Yep, it makes a lot of sense that Duchess would try to go for that side of the board, get a little bit out of the way. 1
bank adaptive ailerons, 3 bank to the left. Pretty classic striker maneuver right there. In range now for a shot at that A-wing. Now I am contemplating, am I going to be in range of the X-wing as well? Do I want to chance a shot there or barrel roll out? Because I'm not really sure at this point if that was an attempt to catch Duchess or if it was really a bid to put a lot of damage into Vizier there. So I'm not quite sure whether or not I should still play a little bit cagier with that striker.
Fair enough. He probably got range 3 in a rock there, so
that is good. No shields, stay. And we've seen what happens to Soontir when he tries to defend range 3 through a rock.
Hey, it's true. It could happen.
Yeah.
I'm thinking he stays here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm reading Asa's mind from across the board because I haven't seen this one yet.
Well, I'll tell you right now, she does. She's going to stay there.
There we go.
Stay there, range 3 through the rock for any shots that she takes. I'll take a focus here in just a minute once I'm done vacillating about exactly what I want to do. One of the things that I found interesting in this game is that I was getting far reduced utility from Vizier because of the Initiative 1 pilots on the other side of the board. Adam was doing a very, very good job. As you see, he's getting in the way of Vizier right here, not allowing me to coordinate every turn to get that ability off. That was very, very good and something that I wasn't anticipating when we talked about how these lists would match up against each other.
Yeah, it is almost nice here that he's got those low PS ships, right? Most of the time with Vizier, you'd be counting on moving first, especially in the metas we've been in. But not so here, and that's good. That gives him a nice piece he can use.
Indeed. Now here's a 3-turn for Vader. Now, unfortunately, the TIE fighter has put me in a unfortunate position right here because his corner is blocking Vader's afterburner boost straight in. So he is not able to get out. I'm contemplating the afterburners, trying to visualize that right here, and noticing that the TIE fighter is in a really rough position. Now, the bank, in hindsight, down towards the bottom of the board, would have been a solid position, but I was thinking at this point that I wanted to maybe pile into the X-Wing while I had X-Wing or one of those A-Wings while I had them caught out of position a little bit away from Finch. So, and as it turns out, as you will see later on in the game, saving an afterburner charge is actually going to be quite useful here. So,
yeah, that's probably pretty reasonable. I think that's a good choice. Darth Vader too, right?
Yep.
So you can just pile on a million actions right where you are. That's fine.
Now, I do want to get down towards the bottom of the board just a little bit to make him a little bit easier to flank with, so that Vader is not coming directly into the middle of the fight. So we are going to barrel roll instead down here. I'm hoping it will give me just a little bit of forward movement as well. So we're going to attempt to lock right here. It will be out of range.
Oh,
just barely.
Yeah,
just barely. It's close.
Yeah. You did move yourself a little bit down there. I wonder if you would have had it from where you were. But
it's close. But I was very concerned about a possible pile-on.
Yeah.
Dog pile-on to Vader next turn without leaving him a lot of room to get out of it.
That makes sense. Play for the long game here.
Exactly. And down towards the bottom of that board is where I wanted to be as well. In a bid to get past that center of the board there, Adam kind of forced my hand just a little bit. I wanted to go down on the bottom right, be below that debris, so I'd have a little bit wider of a flank. But, your opponent does things that you can't expect, and you have to react to those. I am locking a rock so that my action does not go to waste.
Might as well here. That's going to come in handy. Bold strategy.
I'm not Kira. So
Uh-huh.
Duchess there, indeed. Range 3 through the rock. We're going to take the first shot. It's either range 2 through the rock at that A-wing or range 3 through the rock at the X-wing. We're going to take the shot as the X-wing because he doesn't have a focus on the same amount of dice.
Makes a lot of sense. Here come the dice. And
there we go. A big opening salvo from Duchess right there.
Yeah. Woo!
X-wing rolling 2 evades.
Crit. 2 evades, though, so a nice response from the X-wing, but still going to take a shield there.
1 shield off. And then with nothing from Vader, we will then see Finch attempt to respond. And Finch is just out as well.
Yeah.
So this first round of combat is interesting for both of us because both of our super ships are just out of range. We've both made some small mistakes there to make this first round of combat not nearly as damaging as I think either of us wanted.
Yeah. There's that slow roll coming back to hurt Adam a little bit there, but overall not a disaster because, like you said, your Vader got pushed a little bit out of position too. So
yep,
happens.
Range 3 shot from the blue or from Vizier to the blue squadron escort. A lot of focuses there. Really wish that hadn't been blocked. 1 hit to 2 evades. Nothing going through.
Overall, not bad green dice coming out for Adam
No.
here. Yeah, it's a good day.
I know. When you dodge 2 out of 3, it's very nice. The X-wing is getting shot at by that TIE fighter because I do have initiative.
Okay.
1 crit is dodged.
Hey, there we go. Staying hot. All right, now we'll get to see what Adam does on offense here.
Mm-hmm. He's got some good shots into Vizier. Vizier, of course, with only 1 evade. Not a lot that he can do about these.
Uh-huh. So it looks like here comes the A-wing range 2 into Vizier. And
there's 2.
Hey, there you go. We got 2 hits. He's hot.
Roland Blakesley, 2 shields off of Vizier.
Not bad.
Glad that crit wasn't on the hull.
Yeah, that'll happen. Looks like we got a range 3 from the Blue Squadron X-Wing here. And there
1
it is.
hit,
Cools
2
off a little bit.
focuses.
Just 1 hit.
1 crit, 2 focuses. And there's Vizier's green dice coming out to play right there.
Got it when you needed it with the crit there. All right, so overall, not a very damaging first round. On to round 4 here.
So if you are in Adam's shoes right here, where are you thinking of going?
Well, your tough choice here, and I suppose we're already past it at this point. The tough choice I would have had was whether or not you blow up that debris that you're sitting on with Finch, right? Because you can easily pop that seismic charge out on the side and maybe threaten Vader. Now, Vader's probably thought about that. It would take a very aggressive move for that to be in there. So instead, I'm probably doing a K turn with that first A-wing, putting the other one in blocking position, trying to just get shots on Vizier.
Now, unfortunately, that TIE fighter got into blocking position before the A-wing could.
Yeah.
So we have a 3-turn from both of those here. The TIE fighter's 3-turn coming in first, and we see a block onto A-wing number 1. TIE fighter doing exactly what the TIE fighter is supposed to do.
Sad. And a big turn there from Adam. Interesting on the 3-turn, right? Brave with that rock there. I wonder if he would have hit the rock if the...
Down on the table, it looked a lot less close.
Okay.
And he was going to preempt try to send then that A-wing down towards the bottom of the board and preempt Vader turning in that same direction. Now the X-wing is getting blocked as well by that TIE fighter. TIE fighter doing his job, running interference and protecting Vader from modified shots.
Yeah, I mean, so an interesting change here. Adam's going to try to take his opportunity to pile on Vader, which makes a lot of sense, but good block with that TIE fighter not letting him get down there. So
2 straight from the second A-wing, just going to get into position to rotate his arc backwards, still put some fire into Vizier while maintaining, getting past, being able to get past.
All right.
Focus and barrel roll, or focus and moving his arc to the rear, of course. Using refined gyro stabilizers, those resistance A-wings are pretty good.
Pretty
very
good.
Flexible, very flexible.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll talk about this too when we talk about the points update, but amazing to me that after the points update, the resistance A-wing and the rebel A-wing are still similar.
Pretty much identically priced, right?
Yeah, weird. Not sure how that one makes sense, but neither here nor there for this battle. Here we have resistance A-wings, which are very good.
Very, very good. Arc facing backwards now. Now Vizier, we're going to attempt this maneuver right here, doing the 1 bank to the left with our adaptive ailerons in order to get that coordinate off, his free coordinate. As I really really want some extra actions for Duchess here.
Makes a lot of sense. If you wind up hitting that rock as a penalty, that's probably okay.
It also ends up moving him out a little bit wider and perhaps preserving him for a turn or two if he doesn't get piled on nearly as much. It could be very useful.
Mm-hmm.
So coordinating Duchess, she will get a focus. And the dial itself is a 1 bank.
And just clips the edge of that rock there.
Indeed.
It looks like. But not the end of the world, because that ship's probably not shooting this round.
Did roll the damage, though.
No.
So Vizier's now on 5 hull.
It happens.
It does. First damage card of the game goes down onto Vizier. So Finch, now, we would assume that he's going to bank right and follow his buddies, try to catch Vader.
That would be consistent with the strategy here, yeah.
And indeed, there we are, 1 bank to the right.
Yeah, so if Vader doesn't slip this here, that will be a nice shot at least. He's got that double tap forward, as people will remember, with the veteran turret gunner.
Rose Tico able to give him modifications on both of those shots as well as the focus that he just put down on he's about to put down on the table.
Yeah. So if Vader goes up in there, could be bad for Darth Vader.
Yep. Now, Vader does have supernatural reflexes as well as afterburners and a slew of positional abilities, so we shall see. Duchess electing not to use her adaptive ailerons, just 2 turning in, get behind some of those X-Wings.
Yep, nice looking move in position there to take a nice shot.
Exactly where Duchess wants to be.
Uh-huh.
No fear of being shot at, means that her chassis doesn't have to absorb any hits.
Yep. And now to the turn that everybody has been waiting for. Did Adam's trap on Darth Vader work?
Contemplating supernatural reflexes right here. Looking down at the bottom of the board there, I'll tell you this, I have a 3 straight dialed in. Trying to decide if I should supernatural reflexes boost down towards the bottom of the board and then use afterburners to boost out of the arc, or if I could possibly roll down towards the bottom of the board and then boost back in with afterburners in order to dodge that arc. Or also thinking perhaps just the 3 straight and then an afterburner boost in and the barrel roll after that to dodge the arc is what I'm thinking here. What do you think, Tyson? What would you do in this situation?
Can you boost with Supernatural and then boost with
Yes, you
Afterburners?
can. Now, Vader does not have boost on his action bar, so you can't.
Would take the damage.
So we're just going to go ahead and do a 3 straight here, and this is my mistake of this game. Instead of, because if you look at his positioning right there, if he is slightly further forward and a barrel roll's length down with that supernatural reflexes, an Afterburner's boost would very likely get him out of Finch's arc right there. But as it stands, I don't have the room.
Yep, you're a little tight. So yeah, I'm with you. With the double boost, yeah, I probably would have Supernatural down towards the bottom.
Oh, sorry, you can't double boost. My apologies.
You can't double boost.
No, it's the same action.
Okay, I was almost certain, but yeah.
Okay. No, now I know what you're talking about, and I realized I did say something very dumb. I am getting a little bit more space down towards the bottom of the board right there.
Okay. Well, then in that case, then this is almost, you didn't have a ton of great options with the 3 straight dialed in, so this is not that bad of one. Hopefully you're not range 1.
If only I could barrel roll boost.
Yeah.
Spent the force to move the lock onto Finch as well. As long as I get a nice shot, it could redeem it, right?
Yeah.
Nice shot could redeem, and at least the TIE Fighter has blocked the other two, rendering that kill box a little bit less effective because none of them have their mods.
Yep, makes a lot of sense. So here comes the shot from Darth Vader.
Range 1.
And it is indeed range 1. Uh-oh.
This is what, as Darth Vader the player, this is what I like to see. So we're going to be firing right there. We have 3 paints. We crit one of those with ATC. We're going to elect to go ahead and blow the lock on both of those. I do want to preserve my force pool for some defense. I'm anticipating a lot of return fire. Now, 2 hits, 2 crits.
That's a good roll.
On the first one, Finch rolling a blank. Spend that blank with Rose to acquire a target lock.
So a good use of Rose there. Now, that is unfortunate because that's going to get a crit through onto the hull on the shot number 1.
Yeah, no, if Vader's about to die here, and he draws a blinded pilot.
Oh,
and this is where
that's just
it's just typical, right? You get Vader into a good kill position, and then he blinds you with how awesome he is. So all those modifications that Adam has spent valuable squad points putting on there, Rose, that veteran turret gunner, the focus that he took, they're useless now. The Vader's still going to be looking at 4 shots, right?
Yeah,
but they're all unmodified. And he still has all of his force ready. Or he still has 2 force ready to help dodge those. So it's looking a lot better now.
It's looking much better. That is a brutal crit there.
Range 3 through the rock with Duchess. Just 1 hit. A lot better than, a lot worse than Vader's shot right there. But I guess there's the dice averaging out. And there's easily dodged by Finch.
What did you take for your second action up there? Do you have an
evade?
Okay.
I've got to focus and evade.
Okay. Could have been a target lock.
And no, it couldn't. They don't have it.
They don't have target.
They don't have target.
Oh man.
I wish.
Rough day.
I wish. And there's a whole ton of focuses right there from Finch. Really, really happy about the blinded pilot, which Vader will almost insultingly easily evade.
The world is cruel, Adam. I'm sorry.
You have to. Well, it's instances like these, and there's a range 2 shot or a range 1 shot with the turret with veteran turret gunner. Vader loses 1 shield right there. It's times like those where you have to recognize the mistakes that I made and the variance that has sustained me through them. Right. So I did mess up right there, but a good shot and a lucky crit draw is keeping Vader from just outright dying.
That is true, and actually he's going to come out of this hardly scratched there.
Yep, so we're about to take, I believe, 1 more range 3 shot from an A-Wing, perhaps a shot from the X-Wing right there.
It was a nice-looking block from that TIE Fighter on this turn, though, so, as much as Vader didn't like where he was relative to Finch, you set him up well in case Adam.
I mean, as well as I could have. Yeah. It would have been nice if I had, barrel rolled down first.
Yeah.
And there's a 1 shot range 3 from that A-Wing. Have to spend a force point, but Vader will come out on top.
He's a tough pilot to get there, that Darth Vader. We've all been there, Adam. It happens. And something from the X-Wing.
Range 2 from the X-Wing.
Range 2, okay.
And 2 evades from Vader. He's fine.
Sure. He's fine. So all of that, Vader takes 1 damage. Can't be feeling good if you're Adam at this point here. That's you took your chance turning everybody in, and it hasn't paid off so far. But he's still alive. He's still got ships. It's still anybody's game.
Nobody has scored any points right now.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we have an A-Wing firing back out at range 3 on a Vizier, which he will not dodge for rolling focus to blank on those evades. Take 1 more down, 1 more hull point. It's actually at this point, that last hull point got Adam 23 points. So he does take first score right there.
He's off to an early lead here, ladies and gentlemen.
He is. Now, positionally speaking, who would you give to the advantage to at this point?
Well, I mean, Adam's got something going on for him, and in that he has managed to bring that bottom left debris cloud into the game here. He can easily drop a bomb.
In fact, there it goes.
There it is. Yeah, that's probably where I'd go to, because that threatens Vader. Although Vader with supernatural reflexes is going to be pretty hard to bomb, but it threatens him. It threatens Vizier. He could have also tried to throw it at that center rock, but this is reasonable. So I like that.
I would say your higher value target right now is probably on that bottom debris.
I think so. And in terms of position, he can go forward with Finch. He's got his arc forward backwards, so he should be able to get a nice backwards shot.
TIE Fighter there taking a 3 turn around the rock, getting back into position for a future turn.
Not bad. Not bad. So
X-Wing's here now,
X-Wing.
piling into Vader. We have a 3 Talon roll.
Interesting here.
Anticipating Vader doing a swift maneuver to get out of dodge right there. Not a bad call, because that is what a Vader will probably do. Try to gain some distance if you're caught in a position like that.
Probably so. You got to be a little worried about him supernatural barrel rolling towards the bottom and maybe being able to catch you in the blind spot on a turn, but he probably didn't do that because that would have been bad position. So hope for the best here, Adam. Hope for the best.
Yep, and there's the A-Wing doing a 2 turn right underneath the rock as well. Really calling a long maneuver there.
Yep. So another turn of trying to pile onto Darth Vader here. He's not giving up hope. Resistances are built on hope, Adam. Or something.
I mean, rebellions are built on hope, but I can't think that the Resistance would have less hope,
Sure.
especially considering where they're at right now in canon.
Because there's a practical difference between a rebellion and a resistance, right? Like,
Now, rebellions are trying to change something. Resistances simply don't like something.
There you go. Disney's not selling you the same movie over and over again.
We promise. Now, that second A-Wing up there, turning to the left and up to the top left corner there. What do you think about that maneuver?
Well, it's about what he had left, right? I mean, yeah, and then the barrel roll down. Remember, he's got the arc towards the back here, so that turn and barrel roll down will give him a chance to get an arc on that TIE Fighter, and that's about all he could do. If he sloops or K turns there, he's got his arc the wrong way. He definitely won't get a shot. So, not bad.
Now, if the engagement starts moving over towards the right and following Finch as he meanders in that direction, that A-Wing could be out of position for a couple turns.
He could be, and maybe he could have gone straight there and came around the top right corner.
Or done, the same maneuver, but the other direction.
Or, yeah, well, I wonder. I can't quite tell if that would have hit the debris cloud from this angle. But, I mean, he's going to be out of it for a little while. But the good news is he can probably, 2-turn boost and then get right back on Vizier's tail here. So he's not too far out.
Now, Vizier doing the adaptive ailerons, get the free coordinate, attempting to get Vader there with that coordinate, but he's just out of range by a little bit.
No, sad Darth Vader.
Indeed. So we're gonna give Duchess the focus that she so deserves, and then take a 1 hard turn, move the arc around. We will get caught out by that rock.
Yeah, so it's looking like a nice looking bomb there from Adam. He's gonna get one of your ships, and I think he has a chance to not get either of his ships here, although it is a little bit close. It's always hard from this top down perspective, but. so far not a bad bomb, and if it catches Darth Vader, then it's a great bomb.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Yes, we shall. Vizier, of course, stressed. Losing a white 1 turn when Reaper went to second edition was pretty killer. Still a solid platform, but it's tough. It's tough.
That is true. So here comes the big move.
Three straight.
This is Finch Dallow. Yep, 3 straight. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Getting somewhere where you can shoot that rear arc.
Moving Vader's dial out of the way for Adam to complete this maneuver.
You're a gentleman.
I try.
A
It will do 3 straight and repair the blinded pilot.
Ah, yes. The saddest of all blinded pilots.
I know. For the one, certainly one of the more devastating ones that I've seen. Now he still has a chance to get mods with Rose on one of his defensive roles there if Vader or Duchess is able to shoot him.
Yeah, and the good news is he had to preserve that target lock last round, so he still got it. So he's got some modification.
Duchess being conservative there, just taking a 1 straight, no ailerons.
And here we are, Darth Vader.
Who will use supernatural reflexes to barrel roll down towards the bottom of the board and back as far as possible. I do have a K-turn dialed in right here. So we're gonna see if we can get out of the X-Wing's arc and get a little bit of distance from the rock.
Yeah, it's close to see whether or not you'll be out on that rock.
Spend a second force and use his pool up to get a lock on Finch.
Oh, man.
Being really aggressive.
This is why supernatural reflexes doubled in points here, ladies and gentlemen.
And more than doubled in points.
Right
and now we're going to
here.
use afterburners to arc dodge the X-Wing.
Oh, my goodness. Didn't you do a K-turn?
I did. Afterburners can be used while stressed.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
guess what did drop 2 points?
Yeah, hey, there you go. That's something.
Yep.
What's afterburners on a PS6? Is it 36?
It's no, afterburners is 6.
Or, sorry.
32.
32?
Yep.
Yeah.
The bomb does go off. The debris explodes. Vizier and Vader will both take 1 hit.
All right.
From that.
So
Good bomb.
An excellent bomb there from Adam. Keeps him in it, too. He needed it with Darth Vader getting out one more time here.
So it's interesting here because we ended up sort of roughly in the area of the board where I wanted to be, and also sort of in the area of the board where Adam wanted to be, nearer to the rocks. Adam was just able to pull me out just a little bit more there, so he's able to get a couple good bombs off. 1 hit focus blank from Vader's shot. We'll turn that to a crit with ATC, and then reroll into 2 focuses for nothing. Finch able to dodge. We will use the spend Rose for the target lock. Well, he doesn't necessarily need to because he still has it from last round. Yep.
Yeah. But not a bad outcome for Adam there, all things considered.
I still haven't scored any points.
Hey, and there's only half an hour left here. So we're looking at Finch here, shooting down towards Darth Vader.
Range 3 in arc. Out there, we're measuring arc right there. Inside the firing arc, it is just barely range 3.
Ooh. Very, very close.
Yep.
But it does look like range 3 here.
This is a case for the elongated judge range rulers that John Conley makes. They have a little bit of extra plastic on one end to stick them against the base so that you can easily measure arc range calls like that. Now, Duchess does fire first, and we forgot that just a little bit. Duchess will take the range 3 shot. Hit crit.
Oh,
and
there we go.
Natural evade.
Hey,
Finch
all
proving
right.
a lot more resilient than I might hope here.
He's coming alive all of a sudden here. Interestingly, Starfortress that's another thing that went down in points with the latest update. So I think they could be real good in the coming meta.
I would agree with you right there.
Here it is shooting its rear arc. Looks like we've got a hit and a focus there. Spends the target lock into a hit and a focus again.
Vader range 3 gets 1 evade, and no damage goes through.
Yeah, interesting call from Adam there. I think with this position, I would have probably switched and tried to just kill Vizier here, right? Because you got 3 arcs on him, and you're not going to hit Vader from that far away. But
Or if you do, the damage is going to be inconsequential, right? It's not going to put
That's
much into the grand scheme of the game. Although, indeed, here comes Vizier's shot. We're going to try to put something into Finch. Just barely range 3 there. 2 hits. And Finch will spend the result, the focus result, with Rose to get a target lock for next turn onto Vizier. Take 1 more. Finch now at 7 hull. Man, those Starfortresses have a lot of hit points.
Yeah, they're interesting in that regard, right? It's a lot of beef to chew through. Could be very efficient now that they've gotten cheaper.
Yep, a lot of arc coverage too.
A lot of arc. There are some good resistance gunners that you can put on.
Yep.
I think there's possibilities there.
For sure. The top A-wing there against the TIE Fighter at range 2. And with no mods. Yep, indeed. No results.
Oh, now we'll be down to the big shots for Adam. If he's going to keep this game going here, he really could use to take Vizier off the board. Vizier only with 3 health and facing 2 shots. Looks like that one's a range 2. Oof.
And just a complete blank right there.
Adam going cold when he really needed it.
Not what Adam needed. Yep. And then the A-wing will take, I believe that is a range 1 shot.
Well, if it's range 1, he's still got a chance here because the A-wing will roll 3 and there's only 3 on Vizier. He could still get it, keep this one alive. See what happens.
That's 45 points to my 23 right there.
That's right. Time is ever moving here.
He's taking the shot. Taking the shot, range 1. I think that's the right call.
Yep. Here it comes.
And there's a hit and a crit.
Yeah.
If that's a direct, it could be there.
Oh,
2 crits.
It could still happen.
2 crits go through.
Give me a fuel leak. Oh.
Structural damage and a blinded pilot. Vizier is fine. Now 1 more shot from Finch, taking that down.
Yeah, it goes back to what I said towards the top of the combat phase here. It probably would have been the right call to change targets to Finch when you saw your final position here.
And coming out on the table there, we have our Patreon crit token. If you like what we're doing on the Back to Dials podcast, it's patreon.com/backtodials. Helps us pay for new equipment, travel to streaming events like the Litany of Hyperspace Trials streams that we have coming up later in this year, as well as you get cool stuff like that crit card. Now let's move on to round 6. Do you think the momentum has swung strongly in any direction now?
Well, I mean, yeah, Adam's still alive here, right? Because he's got another nice bomb opportunity back towards the middle, right? Because it's going to be hard for those couple ships. Well, it's going to be hard for Duchess, at least, to avoid it. Vizier can probably manage.
And there's that seismic chart popping out, indeed.
Makes a lot of sense. If Adam's going to keep this, he obviously lost some ground on that one, not killing Vizier. If he's going to keep it going, I think he needs to shoot Finch at Vizier before Vizier shoots and make a kill, because that TIE Fighter is going to be coming around on him. Vader's going to be coming around on him. Duchess is going to be coming around on him.
Yeah.
Things are closing in quickly here if you're Finch. So I think it's a little bit in your favor, but this could be another really nice bomb that could get some stuff going.
For sure. Now, with that said, we have the A-Wing and the X-Wing right there. The A-Wing in particular that are still in very good position, I think, to come in at Vader, to threaten him. And Vader does only have 3 hull left and 1 force, so it's not a foregone conclusion that Vader has gotten away free from this engagement.
Yeah, I mean, he's not scot-free here, but it's going to be difficult for that X-Wing to threaten him much with a stress token. The A-Wing, though, certainly in a position where he could get over to him. So
for sure.
Still anybody's game. Adam boosting around and rotating the arc back to forward, looks like. And we'll move down to the other A-Wing and X-Wing. A-Wing.
Big sweeping maneuver, 3 turn there.
Yeah, so that's a Darth Vader attack kind of move.
Yep.
See what he does with it here. Might consider a barrel roll up towards the top to try to get a little bit of.
Well, it depends on if because when Vader comes out of a stressful maneuver, he can really do one of 2 things, right? He's either going to one bank, clear that, or he'll try to go quote unquote fast, with a 3 straight, something like that, in order to try to gain a little bit more distance. Now, in this case here, with those 2 options open, Tyson, what do you think might be the right call?
Well, I think you probably did the 1 bank, right? So, it's hard to see. I think that's what Adam thinks there, too. I wonder if the 1 bank just bumps, in which case Adam will probably not have anybody attacking Vader.
Now, he is actually doing a boost right there, going for the 3 straight or a 2 bank block, because the 2 bank is now an option as well, although the 1 bank is far more common.
Yeah. So, interesting. He might still be in a position where he could block your 1 bank, although, it's hard to tell with this angle, right?
X-Wing moving there to block Vizier and threaten Duchess.
Yep, not much else you can do with the stress token that he had. He's got to clear it, so...
And assuming that that rock is going to be gone at the end of this round, there's a good Talon roll opportunity. Set himself up for next turn.
Indeed.
It's taking the focus.
Yep. Over now to Vizier.
Mm-hmm. Vizier going 3 straight here.
Okay.
A little
so
quicker, leapfrogging the X-Wing.
Nice leapfrog of the X-Wing.
Just want to hopefully get a little bit more use out of Vizier before he goes down.
Yep, probably keep yourself out of any kind of bomb range there too, so that is good.
We're also going to use Jam on Vizier. Just assuming that he is, or making sure that he gets his action so I can jam that target lock off.
Another good move. So far, Adam has gotten the opportunity to use Rose several times. Unfortunately, hasn't gotten the opportunity to use the target lock from Rose.
Except for, once on a fairly inconsequential shot.
Yeah. So, good execution. A little bit of bad luck there, but...
Finch now there doing a 1 strain. Pretty solid maneuver.
Yep. Keep in a position to shoot that rear arc. Like I said, he's got to get Vizier off the table here if he's going to keep this going.
Now, what we're about to see here is a very questionable arc rotate. So Adam there discussing after the game, really banking on Vader there doing a fast maneuver. Now, if he has done a fast maneuver, it's an excellent arc rotate. Yeah. You actually will be able to catch him, and there's not a lot that he can do about that. But if I do the 1 bank, well, spoiler alerts, Vader's about to 1 bank, right? So
yeah, so that I mean, 1, it makes a lot of sense that you do the 1 bank. 2, as much as kill Asa's Darth Vader is a totally legit strategy, this might be chasing it just a little too hard. Again, even if Vader had done a pretty fast maneuver, you would have a long shot.
And
with
Vizier's
no
still
action.
at 1 hull, and now you have no shots on him, right? So Vizier survives for another round. Vader's 1 bank, in fact, will dodge Finch's arcs entirely.
Yeah, rough. A rough call there, but it happens. It's easy for guys watching an overhead view post
to see something like
sit
that
here and poke holes in your strategy.
Yep.
So,
Sorry, Adam.
We love you.
And the bomb's about to go off here. Does not catch Vizier, barely, but we do hit Duchess and the TIE Fighter.
That's so another good bomb. Adam is bombing very effectively here. So yeah, that was good use. Also, I'd like to say I support Adam's desire to make a wish. I'm not some Imperial here that's going to tell him to Master Falcon take his wish somewhere else.
Talking right now about the 3 straight versus 1 bank right there, and Adam regretting that arc rotate because now Vader is going to have his range 3 shot, I believe.
Yep.
Just barely range 2, actually.
Oh.
If it's going to be cardboard to plastic.
Yeah, from bad to worse here. Range 2 even.
And here comes a nasty shot from Vader. We're going to leave that focus. Crit 1 with ATC. Spend the target lock to reroll. Vader, a scary model of efficiency right there. Rolling off the board.
Woo!
And in fact, bouncing off of the X-Wing.
It's a mighty roll.
It is a mighty roll. Oh, Tyson, you have no idea how mighty this roll is about to be.
Oh, there you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Hit 2 crits.
Wow, if you've learned anything from the Back to Dials podcast, it's that you should throw your dice off the table.
No evades. Spending it for a Rose target lock.
All right. Let's see what he gets here.
We have a hit. Crit's hull breach. Crit is direct hit, and that hull breach direct hit goes face up into another direct hit, which goes face up.
Goodness. Adam, I feel for you, buddy. Here, I have
and it's a loose stabilizer.
I have hardly seen worse damage deck luck.
That was
than what's happening to him right here.
Damage off a 1 3-die shot right there.
Yikes.
The hull breach and the direct hit combination chaining into something devastatingly powerful.
Man, who shuffled that damage deck there?
Range 2 from Vizier at Finch. Only one. Doesn't quite do it. Not spending 4 rows because you don't have a shot back.
Well, and just like that, another crit with that hull breach, and he is a panicked pilot, and he's down to 1 hull. My goodness, from 7 at the beginning of the turn down to 1.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, and we're not even there yet. We're not even done with the turn yet.
Firing at the TIE Fighter, range 2. Pull some more points off. Debating an inconsequential rose.
Yeah.
There.
Hey.
1 crit. TIE Fighter dodges that effectively because it's a TIE Fighter. Never takes any damage when you want it to.
Nope.
Now, can the TIE Fighter put the kill in?
Let's see here. Here it comes. 1 left. This must be Duchess trying to put the kill in, right?
Yep. Because we have done some out of order firing by accident here, but it is inconsequential. Duchess does not actually get the kill. Now, can the TIE Fighter do that? Focus for 1, and there it is, and there it is.
Got him.
Got him.
Down goes Finch, and a big dagger to Adam's hopes here. Although he did get both bombs off. He got some shots.
Vizier's about to go down.
Yeah.
There's a very, very little universe, I would say, where Vizier doesn't survive, or where Vizier survives 11 minutes.
That's right. So Adam not out of it here. Vizier can get him another 22 points here. He is going to have to get something else. The easiest path to that would probably be half a Darth Vader would get him another 45. And that would just about do it. Let's see if he can get it here.
Assuming that nobody else goes down.
Dies.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that's the path to victory for Adam, I think. And actually, if I'm doing my math right, that might be a path to a tie. But that's a path to a tie, at least.
And there is the TIE Fighter with a 2-turn. Coming back in, moving his arc back around.
Now, the unfortunate thing is not killing Vizier there is going to mean he gets effectively he got 2 additional shots. He got the shot on the previous turn, and now since everything is a lower PS than him, he's going to get another shot. Mm-hmm. So yeah, doing that rotate there and allowing Vizier to live. Get him 2 extra shots and a lot more value out of that ship.
3 Talon roll from that X-Wing. Other thing to know there, that X-Wing has, I think, had 1 focus token to use over the course of the entire game. Really scrambling to get shots and not really bothering with mods has hurt the X-Wing's chances of actually getting damage through, as we've seen a couple times, not having a token right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's the falling down of generic jousters, right?
Indeed.
You have to joust, which means you have to K-turn a lot. So, it's going to happen.
Now we've got focus and then the A-wing boost.
Yep.
Coming around.
Makes a lot of sense. He's got a firing line set up there.
Yep. And as the player here of both Vader and Duchess, none of this is still a situation that I can't underestimate, right? They're all in position to be killed by 1 or 2 really good rolls there, really sort of swingy rolls. So I can't rest on my laurels at all.
Yeah, I mean it's like I said, it's still everybody's game, right? Because you're 2 total hull points from losing 90 points here, right? 45 and 45. So and that would actually no, half of Vizier. Yeah. So anyway, you're close to losing a lot of points. So Adam needs to focus, needs to play quickly, and needs to get a little bit of luck here.
Yep. Always have to check my Reaper dial when I go into it because I have to remember where to place the adaptive ailerons. We're just going to adapt straight.
Looking very adaptive there.
Mm-hmm.
Does have a structural damage, so it is a.
If one hit comes into him,
dead.
he will. Will coordinate with his ability, given Duchess a focus, and then move his arc around, do an S loop up towards the top of that board right there, using that to arc dodge the A-wing that was in pursuit.
Oh no! And had Adam not barrel rolled,
I know.
Oh no!
Once again, going for the block onto Vader. No damage right there for the debris. Perhaps getting a little bit of tunnel vision.
Yeah. I've been there. I think I've been there against you before. You gotta try to get Darth Vader when Ace is playing him, but it's a tall order to do so, and I think it's cost Adam a little too much here.
And there is Duchess trying to figure out whether or not I want to use my adaptive ailerons. Have a 2 sloop dialed in and figure out where the best place to place that sloop is going to be.
Yeah. 2 sloop up or down?
Pilot right.
Left. Pilot right.
Yep, 2 sloop pilot right.
Yeah. Yes. It's probably no adaptive ailerons then, right? Unless that blocks. I don't know.
To be perfectly honest, I cannot remember what I did right there.
Hey, we're all going to find out together here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Suspense. Mystery and suspense on the Back to Dials podcast. Is it still a Back to Dials podcast if it's a video?
Back to Dials vodcast.
Well, yeah, there you go.
That's something that people say, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm really trying here. I'm really struggling.
If you would only move faster, we wouldn't have to fill so
I
much
know.
time.
What I'm doing is only creating more work for me down the line when we go to commentate, right?
That's right. So I'd imagine if you're considering one here, you're considering the adaptive aileron boost pilot right.
Yep. And in fact, that's where we go.
Yeah, so that's good too. That'll put you right behind.
We've actually got that was Vader's. We're actually doing a sloop pilot left. My apologies. So we're getting around Vader right there.
Well, there you go. Our listeners will probably be deprived of this when we edit the audio. But are you guys listening to smooth jazz in the background?
We are listening to. If you've never listened to this artist before, Insane in the Rain music is a guy that does like jazz renditions of video game music.
Oh, sweet.
And that's Green Hill Zone from Sonic the Hedgehog 2, but done as if it were like coffee table jazz music. Yeah. It's beautiful.
Very nice.
I love it. And there's Vader with a 2-turn. Do not want to go straight into the kill box of those A-Wings right there. Just trying to get out. We'll see a barrel roll right here to arc dodge. Of course.
It's Darth Vader. That's what he does. Arc dodge you left and right, ladies and gentlemen.
Taking a lock on that X-Wing and rolling with the force down towards the bottom of the board. Can't stay range 1 of an A-Wing.
Nope.
Can't risk a range 1 shot.
Nope, not with only 1 whole point before you're giving up points on Darth Vader in a close game. You got to preserve everything you can. Now, Adam...
Especially with only 3 minutes left in the round.
That's right. Adam is really, really going to need to hope that X-Wing has range out to Vizier. But first, we'll see Darth Vader shooting.
Into the X-Wing, out at range 3. 1 hit, which we will turn to a crit with ATC. Spend that target lock.
Why not?
Yep. Just on that one, indeed, it rolls into a hit. Spend the force. We're going to be aggressive, try to claw a couple more points out of here. 2 hits and a crit. X-Wing rolls 1 of 8. Both shields are down.
But critically hasn't given up half points
Exactly.
yet. So, still a game. Still in it. Needs to roll quickly. Roll quickly, Adam.
Duchess, unfortunately, slooping her way out of a shot there.
All right, so still alive. Here comes the key measurement of the turn.
Got the range 3 there.
All right.
So we'll take the shot from Vizier onto the X-Wing.
Oh, Adam, can you really use a whiff here?
Yep. And 1 crits. Could still go for half points. Does indeed. There's a bunch of focuses right there.
Oy.
1 crit gives a half points on that X-Wing.
Yep. And
it's a weapons failure.
Ugh.
Really not what Adam needed there.
Is that one of the custom back to dials?
That is our Patreon damage deck as well.
Shouldn't have said that. No, nobody's Patreon supporting to get one of those after this
now
thing
that it
here.
draws 2 direct hits, weapons failures, blinded pilots.
I'm pretty sure what Asa meant to say is that's a Minox
That's
Squadron.
a Minox Squadron damage deck.
Combo damage deck there. So, yeah, you definitely don't want one of those.
A-Wing there, A-Wing there taking a shot from the TIE Fighter. 2 evades versus 2 hits, nothing.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a little bit out of reach for Adam now with only a minute left and giving up half points there. His one path to getting back in, it was half points on the 2 ships or kill Vizier and half points on Vader. But even that won't do it now, so all just for fun now.
Yes, indeed. We got 1 hit in there, which is evaded by the TIE Fighter. Oh, no, that's against Vizier. Vizier, yep, that's against Vizier. From the X-Wing to Vizier, taking the 1 hit out at range 3. Finally explodes there, and I'm picking up another 22 points.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, good,
45.
Good to get him. And overall, it's been a good match. Some quality play here.
Now we are gonna do one more round.
You are gonna do?
Yes, we are gonna go one more round. It doesn't take quite 50 seconds for a TIE Fighter and 2 A-Wings to shoot.
That's what I get for assuming here.
1 crit onto the TIE Fighter. You could pick up some points here. TIE Fighter pulling a TIE Fighter and evading that one handily. A-Wing range 2 at the TIE Fighter as well. 1 hit. Nothing in. TIE Fighter doing it. All right, so 26 seconds in the round. We do have 1 more left here. Adam is down by, what would that be, 70 points?
Yeah, roughly
points?
70-ish points there. Yeah.
So if you were in this position, what would your targets be? Because there is a chance if you kill Vader.
Okay, so tall order here, but if you kill Vader, you could get an additional 90, right? That's one way to do it. You could also half point Vader, and that would give you 45, and kill an Academy TIE.
What if that's 60?
Really close.
68?
That's 68, yeah. And I think that would do it, too. I think that's a possibility. I would ignore Duchess, the odds of outright killing her.
68 would give him a tie.
68
is exactly what we need for a tie.
Okay, so that's one possibility. Yeah, ignore Duchess. Duchess is your worst target here for sure, both positionally and...
I don't know about that. Duchess, well, true, because she'd only give you 21 points.
Yeah, you'd have to that. You'd be looking at killing her and
killing her and half pointing and killing her and the TIE Fighter is not going to work.
Yeah, because that doesn't work. Half pointing Vader and killing her does not work. That's only 66
points, 2 behind.
That doesn't do it. So you
got to kill Vader, or half point Vader.
You either got to half point Vader and kill the TIE, or you've got to just kill Vader. Probably easier to just put all your ships on one target.
Right, and just try to plink Vader there.
The problem is if you, Asa, the player, has done this math at all, then Vader is doing a 5 straight and an afterburners boost.
So the problem with the 5 straight, I'll tell you that, the problem with the 5 straight is that A-Wing up the top there, 2-turn, if he sees that 2-turn boost, block that. X-Wing comes in with a 1 bank and catches Vader out of position right there, and the A-Wing is there to chase. Now he's blocked with only 1 force. Hard to get out of there. The TIE Fighter right here, though, attempting to preempt that situation by turning in a block. It's going to be easier for Vader here to try to squeak past the formation rather than gain distance out to the left, because that's the direction that they're poised to chase in.
Fair enough there, too. And that's a nice move from you because it puts that TIE Fighter in a position where the X-Wing's not really going to be able to get it at all.
And indeed, there is a 1 bank blocked by the TIE Fighter.
Well done. Adam's got to get at least 1 gun on Darth Vader to have a prayer, right? It would be a prayer, but he's got to get at least 1 gun on.
Mm-hmm. No weapons failure flip down right there. What he wanted to do. And indeed, there's a 2-turn from the A-Wing, which is also blocked.
Brutal.
Blocked into the X-Wing behind the TIE Fighter. Exactly sort of what I was predicting there. Moving to chase a fast maneuver from Vader. Have to preempt that.
Yeah, good-looking TIE Fighter move there, right?
And that TIE Fighter's come in clutch for me in a couple points.
He has been valuable. Now, I assume, did you win the roll and take first player?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Won the roll, took first player.
That was the right call there, and it has certainly paid off a couple times in this game.
Yep. 2-turn from the A-Wing right there.
So, if Darth Vader went straight somewhere, he may have one gun on.
Indeed, we'll take that target lock.
The problem is Darth Vader could also have turned towards the bottom.
Yeah.
Forget about this whole mess, but hey.
That's just there. Figuring out what we're going to do with DNA. Just reverse that sloop, essentially. Green or about blue to bank to pilot right.
Yep.
Of course, Duchess could, if she wanted to, do an adaptive ailerons maneuver. To seeing if we could get out in front of Vader there, but the 2-bank will just clear barely. And we'll be in a good position to take a focus and get my own range 1 shot. Models bumping.
Well done. There, ladies and gentlemen, is the patented bump your opponent's ship with the big pointy wings of your striker maneuver.
Yep.
Oops.
It happens to the best of us.
I think that would have cleared, so, fine.
All right. Vader, I'm debating whether or not to use supernatural reflexes right now. Electing not to, and there's a 3-bank.
Ooh.
Risky, but with the assistance of the TIE Fighter, it's perfect. And we've got one last charge of afterburners right here.
Yep, and here it comes in handy. That is a clear afterburners.
Afterburners barrel roll.
Afterburners.
Maybe barrel roll.
Boost? Afterburners boost straight ahead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then maybe a barrel roll if I need to.
And then maybe a barrel roll. Yeah. Okay.
We're definitely taking that boost. Adam very salty about my decision right there in the background. You can't hear this, listeners, because it's not exactly family friendly what Adam is saying about Darth Vader right now.
Pretty sure he's just yelling out the name of Asa's list over and over again. He is just exclaiming in joy. What a good name for a list that was. That's what he's doing.
So as we wrap this up, with no guns on Vader, there's no way for Adam then to claw back points to win that, right?
Yeah. Even if he gets the TIE Fighter here, it's not enough. But
yep,
a good showing from him. He had some bad luck in the damage deck, and that will happen.
Yep, and there's Duchess with a big finisher against that X-Wing.
Insult to injury here. He'll get 3 direct hits somehow.
Yeah, like console fire, which could still kill him. Now, if we look back at this game, what elements of Adam's list worked extremely well? Because that's the point of the list head-to-heads.
Well, he bombed effectively, right?
Very much so.
And that was good. And, overall, conceptually here, I'm not sure Adam's list has enough firepower, right? It's nice if you can get Finch front arced, but you won't do it that often, right? Because it has no K turn, so you won't be double tapping that often. And if you're not double tapping, you're probably looking at a 2-dice attack, a 2-dice attack, a 2-dice attack, and another 3-dice attack.
Yep.
In general, so it's a little weak there. I would like. Maybe you can do this with the points update. I don't know. I'd have to look. I'd be tempted to try to find a way to get another X-Wing in here, some more beef. But obviously Finch pilot ability worked really well. He got 2 excellent bombs off, very well placed.
The second one would not have been possible without Finch's pilot ability.
Yeah, 4 total damage. Very, very, very nice. So
yep.
I like Finch going forward. I'd keep looking at that. Rose was very good as well.
Yep. If only she had been able to use those locks.
He had some bad luck that didn't, being against a striker and that blinded pilot, that doesn't, or a Reaper, that doesn't help. But I like it. You know, it's got a piece in there that I think could
For
have
sure.
a future in the meta.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, you played Darth Vader Supernatural Reflexes, which hey, Darth Vader Supernatural Reflexes Afterburners. That's pretty good, right? So hard to compete with that.
For sure, although not really a factor anymore now that we see those points changes, right?
Yeah, you know, it's. Well, I'm sure we could hotly debate this, and we don't have time, but it's a nice change, right? You'll see different things. So
indeed. Well, thank you very much to Adam for this fantastic game of List Head-to-Head. Thank you, Tyson, for commentating with me and for making the call there. I think, Tyson, who did you pick to win this one?
I picked you.
Aw,
Sorry.
thank you. I just
Sorry
wanted
to
to hear
say.
you. I just wanted to hear
picked
you say it.
and you did it. So
Yep. Now, who did the listeners pick right here?
clearly, if I know anything about our listeners, it's that they picked Asa. I'll bet my life on that.
And indeed, with 71% of the votes, Momf emerges victorious both on paper and in practice. So thank you, everybody, for tuning into this episode of List Head-to-Head. Check out our latest episode of Back to Dials for more discussion on these points changes, because we've got a lot of stuff to unpack.
Looking forward to it, Asa.
Absolutely. So for Back to Dials, I'm Asa.
I'm Tyson. Have a good night.